Is it great to see? Give everyone a hand for being here. Welcome. It's great to be back. I've been gone since like April, so I don't even notice, but I've been all over the world, in Costa Rica and Puerto Rico and Florida. I'm leaving for Colorado next week, then Cabo, so I'm just all over the place. But man, it's good to be back. It's great to be here. And is the food good? Yeah. Good. Well, I want to, this is kind of where I gather my core group of leaders in Sacramento. And, oh, by the way, who was at the top women in real estate yesterday? Anybody at that? Yes. Pretty good? It's over 200 of you yesterday. I showed up at the end. It was absolutely a great experience, so congratulations. So today I just want to kind of gather you and give you some thoughts, some direction on what's going on. But before I did that, I want to kind of highlight Gail DeMarco. She didn't know I was going to do this. Gail, get up here with me. And so get up here, Gail. Give her a hand. So Gail DeMarco was the top RE/MAX gold agent in El Dorado Hills. And El Dorado Hills is one of our most prestigious communities. So if you're going to be the top dog, it's nice to be a top dog in an area with expensive homes. So what about the Tri-Counties? It was all of them. Placer, Sacramento, and El Dorado. I just learned something. She's a big dog, well, little dog, but big dog. And so you're not a dog at all. Never call a woman a dog. Okay, I'm crashing and burning. Okay, this is how you do it. So here's the deal. You joined us how many months ago?
It'll be 4 months on the 15th.
4 months on the. Give her a hand. And so, have you sponsored 5, 10 people? How many people have you sponsored now?
Personally, 14.
Awesome. And then the group's growing. How many you got in the group now?
Well, I just had 5 more join today, so 34.
34.
9 FLQAs.
9, awesome. Yeah. And then you've got more people coming. And
correct.
Where do you hope to be by the end of the year? Have you thought about some of that?
Where were you at?
Where was I? Yeah. Well, about 6 months in, I was pushing 300. So.
I don't know. I'm gaining a lot of weight. I've been talking and having a lot of lunches, a lot of dinners. I'm like, I don't know. It's God's plan, and I'm just going to go with it. And we just, like I was saying to Brian today, when I talk to people, I don't feel like I'm trying to recruit them. I feel like I'm trying to bless them because I'm already at $2,000 a month rev share, and it's only not even been 4 months. So.
Which may not seem like a lot, but $24,000 a year. How many of you are making $24,000 a year cash flow from investments? We all have investments. We're talking investments that pay money, then it doubles. Not next year, but that'll be $4,000 a month. I'm telling you right now, by August or September. It's going to double in the next month or two, and then it'll double again by January, probably be $8,000 a month. So when you start pushing and you get some momentum, it's pretty awesome. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Are you bringing some of the top agents over?
Yeah, my strategy is going after the high producers because then it's easier to get everybody else. So people I've already had relationships with since I am a listing agent. A lot of people call me, and honestly, I haven't. More people will call me and just, hey, I heard you left, or why did you leave? So and to be honest, I didn't know anything about this company until I went to Scottsdale. That was when it all clicked.
And I want to mention that she was not going to Scottsdale. I called her 3 days before. Are you going to Scottsdale? She's like, no. I go, yeah, you are. I'm buying your airline ticket. I'm going to pay for your room. I'm going to do. I don't remember what I did, but I bribed her, did what I had to do. And last second, she went to Scottsdale. She's like, why am I even going? I go, you'll know when you're there.
So I told you, I said, no, I'm kite surfing. And you go, I'll pay for your missed lesson.
I paid, and it wasn't cheap. Kite surfing is expensive.
$500.
Cost me $500. Can you believe that?
Wow. But you know what? That really was where everything changed for me because honestly, I thought I just went to EXP to save my team because they were all asking me about it. And I really thought it was just for a cheap, cap out. I had no idea the power until I sat with those people that were just like, some of them weren't even realtors. And they were making killer. I was like, what? And so that really inspired me to I'm bringing 11 people with me to Tony Robbins.
In Dallas.
Yeah. Because it lit a fire. Like, I really haven't slept good since. I'm just like, always like, it's just, I was burnt. I was really burnt because when you're doing 115 deals and by you're not a team on high-end properties, it's a burnout. So I was my partner kept saying, what can I do to inspire? What can I do to get your mojo back? And I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm just going to take more time off. And then I went to Scottsdale, and I haven't taken a day off.
So Scottsdale got your mojo back, right?
Seriously, I just came back from Florida. The entire time I was looking at property. Why was I looking at property? To meet other agents. So now I'm talking to 2 agents down there. And and I was hungover doing that. I was like, oh. But it's an opportunity because it's a contact sport. You know how much easier it is to talk to agents than to get a listing appointment? It's a lot easier, right? Because especially if you have some momentum, what I would encourage anybody here, keep your production up because you have to be attractive to attract. And, even though it's easy, now I do spend, I was prospecting on the way here. My last phone call was like, this is not a personal call, I'm just calling to recruit you. You ready?
Straight up. I love it.
But I don't always start that way. Most of the time it's lunch, it's dinner, it's drinks. Like last night, this one agent, a RE/MAX agent, who's got 15 in escrow right now, she called me and she goes, thank you for being so patient for me. Thank you for being so patient. And as a matter of fact, one of my RE/MAX managers came over, Brian Lewis. So he just
give Brian a hand. Welcome, Brian.
So now he's our operations manager. I'm like, I thought they were calling to get me back. I was like, nah, not interested. But he really wanted to be around it. So, just coming here, like I used every opportunity. He said, get a driver because I can spend more time recruiting. It's exciting. It's super exciting. But, you have to build that relationship and just on a friendship. And she said, thanks for being patient. I go, you know what? I kind of feel like we're in the dating stage. How do we get married here? But I said it a little bit different, more crude. And she was like, I'm ready. I'm really ready. Just give me, we've gone on 3 times talking. And, so then she told me I already paid RE/MAX $55,000 this year. Like, you know what? I go, what are you waiting for? And she goes, exactly. Okay. She goes, set up an appointment with me and Brian, lay out the guidelines. I'm in. So I've got actually 7 people coming on in the next week. Wow. So I'm excited.
Give her a hand. Congratulations. So some of you are going, well, I don't sell 115 homes a year. And of course she can do it. And you know what? She paid the price in getting to where she's doing 100 homes a year. Maybe you don't, but you haven't paid the price to sell 100 homes a year. So you're going to pay the price here. The difference is what that got her was burned out. Her partner saying, how do I get your fire back, your mojo back? She says, I'll just take more time off. And that was all pre-EXP. Then EXP gave her the fire again because there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so you guys, when you decide, and you've got to decide for you that you're going to do this. I made that decision 4.5 years ago and have not looked back. You need to make a decision, put your shoulder to the plow, and just boogie on. Like Zig Ziglar used to say, remember those of us that are older, pumping the pump? You take your hand off the handle and that water goes back down. You need to sit there and crank on that thing till it starts gushing water. And then pretty soon you can go really easy and it's just gushing water. And that's the point where we are. Aaron Rawls just made a video last week. If you know Aaron, he's from Folsom, and he has sponsored 11 people. He's been here 3.5 years. He got enough stock that he sold to pay off his home in Folsom. He lives in a big home. I've been to his home. Yeah, it's pretty. Give him a hand. Give Aaron a hand. His revenue share, he's only sponsored 11 people, is enough to pay all of his bills. Because some of you think I got to sponsor 40 or 50 or 60 people or 25. He's sponsored 11. So you can go get 11 listings, and you'll spend a lot of marketing dollars, time and effort to get 11 listings to make temporary income. Like if you sell 11 homes between now and Christmas, what will that make you next year? The answer is nothing. If you sponsor 11 agents, it's like, well, I'm trying, it's hard. You got to get a tougher mindset, and you got to get I will until, and you push. I met with a young girl, 22. She said her dad always taught us Haggertys aren't quitters. Haggertys aren't quitters. We're not going to quit. We're going to hang in there. We fight. They have 8 kids. And that mom and dad has struggled raising 8 kids. Is it expensive to raise 8 kids in California? And I've watched that family go through struggles, but they're fighting. So thank you, Gail. Very excited for that. And so what we're going to do is I want to give you a little bit of direction. Write this down if you're taking notes. Men and women who have goals and plans dictate to others, while men and women who have no goals and plans are dictated to. I'll say it again. Men and women who have goals and plans dictate to others. This is not true. While men and women who have no goals and plans are dictated to. You either tell yourself what to do, when to do it, how to do it, whether you feel like it or not, show up and do it, or you will blow out of real estate, you will get a job, and someone will tell you when to do it, how to do it, and you will do it whether you feel like it or not. And you might miss your parents' 50th anniversary. You might even, miss a graduation for your niece or your nephew because you can't get the time off work. And when you're in real estate, it's a gift. If you want to go to San Diego next month, book it. If you want to go to Cabo in September, book it. I'm going to Fiji in November. I'm going to Kona in October. We're going to Cabo in 2 weeks. I'm going to Vail next week. Good for me. No, good for you. You're in the same opportunity I have. I leaned into it. And I passionately pursued changing lives, not getting people, but changing lives. And so when you can have their best interest at heart, and we're going to talk about what that means to be genuine and authentic. And I'm going to relate this. The first thing you got to do is make money. If you're in the lending business, you better build rapport, take a 1003, do what you got to do, get that ball down the road, and build that rapport. If you're in a real estate agent, you got to convince buyers they need to buy with you. You need to be able to go on a listing appointment, convince the sellers they need to list with you. So let me ask you a question. Have you upped your game? Your internal dialogue, the voices in your mind that, is a great basketball analogy, Michael Jordan, right? Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, nothing but net. We all know that saying, nothing but net. That means this sucker's going right down the middle. Now, how many of you were like me at times like, oh my gosh, I'm going to brick this so hard, right? And you're thinking, if you're thinking you're going to brick it, what's probably going to happen? Some of you approach the loan business, the commercial real estate business, residential business, property management, your life. If you're single, dating, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm not saying, but come on, I've done it. Have you ever done that? This is not going to go well. Do you think it's going to go well? If you think it's not going to go well, and so you got to get I'm going to meet with them. They're going to be excited. I can't wait to hear what they're going to say. It's like Christmas morning. You're like, and they're like, I don't know what she is so excited about or what he is so excited about, but I better pay attention. And if people are not responding to you, I've said this a lot, you're boring. You're just blah, 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 blah. Your lips are moving and they're looking for a way out of the room. You're not connecting with them. And some people, their gate's not open, like Gene says. But I want you to dial up your authenticity and genuineness with buyers on why you are the one. I just came from a meeting at Scott's Seafood on the river with 45 of the top agents in Sacramento. We meet every single month and share new listings and buyers, and we're the top of the top. And if you will let me represent you, I can guarantee you I'm going to find you that dream home in the pocket, that dream home in Midtown or East Sacramento or Loomis or El Dorado Hills. I will do it. I will move heaven and hell to get it done. I will move every rock. I'm your guy. Give me a chance. Like, okay, man, you're my guy. Are you guys with me? And there's a way to do that and sound needy and desperate. And I can promise you, I am probably, I'm actually proud of this. I'm probably the most desperate person you've ever met in your life. I really am. I'm desperate to make a difference in this world. I'm desperate to make a difference in my family. I'm desperate to become a better leader. I'm desperate to make a difference, man. I don't think a lot of you are desperate enough. You look at it like it's a badge of shame. Desperate is good. Needy's the bad part. We've met people who are desperate and they're super needy. Are we attracted to needy people? Yes or no? And so it's okay. Some of you are too comfortable. Some of you are not desperate enough. Write this down. You need to develop a burning desire to succeed. Why? So you can have a big home, big car, jet, Rolex, sports car, all that stuff. That stuff's all nice and fun, but let me tell you, it means nothing. Well, and you think it's easy for you to say you have a lot. I get that. But here's the deal. What makes a difference is when you see people come alive, when you see a Krista Proctor light up, when you see a John and Valerie Jennings, when you see a Chris Okamura, when you see a Frank and Mary, a Terry Jensen, a Joey Saturiano, when you see Aria and you see the hope and change you're bringing to people, and you go, why not me? Why not you be a Martin Luther King? Why not you be a Mother Teresa? Why not you be an Elon Musk or Steve? I mean, you don't have the technology pot, but why not you be like a George Washington? Why not you be like William Wilberforce? Some of you don't know who he is. He ended slavery in Europe. He was a sick, not minded, but he was physically ill. He was hurt, but he was influential, and he was passionate, and people followed his leadership. One guy stood up in the face of evil, and we're talking about moving someone from Coldwell to EXP. That is not evil. Okay, this is, come on, you're right? Oh, it's so hard. We're talking about someone from Realty One coming to EXP. We're talking about new agent getting EXP, get him into mentoring programs, invite him to Kyle Whistle coming up. I mean, let's grab one of these. We got Kyle Whistle coming up. San Diego is considered one of the nicest cities in the nation to live in. So, correct? He is the #1 agent in San Diego, not for EXP, but for all companies. Nobody sells more real estate at Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, Remax, Keller Williams, EXP than Kyle Whistle. He's going to do well over $350 million. He's been the #1 agent 6 or 7 years in a row. And I bribed him here with the French Laundry in Napa. He'd never been to Napa with his wife. Look at him, he's a young guy. And so I'm spending like $7,000, $8,000 on him over 3 days to get him up here. And it's a free event for you guys. But this event, coming to this to learn, he's going to give you 12 strategies for listings and buyers, 6 for how to get more listings, and 6 how to get your offers accepted. This, my friends, is a great way to learn. It's a multitasking. You got to pay your bills. You need to succeed. You need to have 15 homes in escrow. You need to do well. Okay? How many think it's really fun when you're suffering financially? No. Right? You're like, no. So I want you to succeed. So this is a multi-purpose. But it is also what I call a soft recruiting event. We're not going to talk about EXP. Everyone will be at EXP. There'll probably be 400 or 500 people there. Probably 350, 400 will be EXP agents and brokers, another 100, 150 guests. But I want to challenge you. If you want to move on, the burning desire to succeed is, will you have 30 guests there? And the reason you will not have 30 guests there is you haven't even thought about it, because you didn't go away with a yellow notepad and a cup of coffee and sit by the river at Scott's Seafood when nobody's here. You didn't stay late this afternoon and really think about your life. What is it that you're doing? And is it going to make a difference? And if you hit that goal of 80 listings this year, what will that mean next year and the year after? It means more work. It means being exhausted. Her reward was exhaustion. My reward was exuberance and enthusiasm. So here's the deal. You can be a Teddy Roosevelt, an Eleanor Roosevelt, a Helen Keller. You can be a courageous, unbelievable human being. Here is the problem. You don't believe it. I don't mean you're Napoleon Hill, you're Gorbachev or whatever. What I mean is, all it takes to be amazing is laying your life down for others again and again and again and stepping up for what's right. When everybody else is quiet, you step up and say, that's not right. It's being a light in the darkness. It's being a beacon of hope. It's being, like on the ocean to get the what's it called? The lighthouse. Yeah, I was thinking house light. I knew it was wrong. It's being a lighthouse on a stormy night. Stay away from the reefs and the rocks. And I'm telling you right now, I believe it. You may not believe it, but I believe God has a plan for your life. I'm not going to preach to you. I'd love to, but I'm not going to. But I'll tell you this. There's a plan for your life. You were created for more than just to sell houses. You were created for more than just to struggle, pay bills, and be exhausted. And if you lean into it, it gets easy. I'm telling you, people, it must be so hard. Are you kidding? Stroop, we work hard, right? Where's James? Right here. Oh, yeah. We work hard, but is it fun?
Oh, we're having a blast.
Okay, Eric Lofholm is around us a lot. Yep. Rob Litzinger, where's Rob? Rob here? Rob? Rob's around us a lot. Where's Drew? Drew?
Right here.
Drew? John and Valerie, you're around us a lot, right? Steve Evans, you're around us a lot. They're all down. We have a hub in Roseville we created. You should create a hub. You can get a hub for $250 a month. We just an office. We just start. And let me ask you guys, does it look like we're miserable, or does it look like we're having the time of our life? What does it look like to you guys that are around us down? What does it look like to you? I want to know.
We're having fun. Dude, it's a fun.
No, seriously.
It's a fun ride.
We're having the time of our life. I know what it's like to grind. Some of you are in the grind phase now, and that's okay. Embrace it. Write this down. You ready? It's going to help you. It's going to help you. Embrace the suck. Embrace it. Nothing great happened in your life without embracing the suck. I remember Herschel Walker. Is that his name? Did I say it right? Yeah. Famous running back. He was, Heisman Trophy winner, this, that. And they were asking him, have you always had this natural talent? He laughed. He goes, man, I grew up on the banks of the Mississippi in Alabama. He goes, I was out there at 5 a.m. sprinting on the sandbars, sprinting, developing my calves and thighs till they burned till I could. Then I'd work and train, lift all day. Then I'd go out there at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. The heat of the sun and the sand was so hot, I'd be sprinting. And it's such a burning desire to make it. I was alone. Nobody saw me out there putting in the time. And I know Vincent St. Louis, he has worked really hard to do this. And today he has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents and brokers. But he put in the time, and so write this down. Success is a math problem. I don't care what your business is, loans, property management, commercial real estate, residential real estate, you are not talking to enough people. You want to have a bigger life? Talk to more people. But do it with one key ingredient. At the risk of sounding corny, do it, I'm dead serious, with love in your heart. You can tell when a waitress is being nice and when they genuinely are enjoying you and getting to know you while they're serving you food. While someone at the bank is being nice, well, sir, our policy here at Wells Fargo Bank, at Bank of America, and their face is expressionless, and that they're just punching a pay. So here's the question I have for you: are you dying to live, or are you living to die? Which is it? As soon as you make a decision, I'm dying to live, and I'm going to make a difference, and you begin to speak to yourself and say things that are not damaging to your soul, like I'm fat, I'm short, I can't be like Gail. She has those cool glasses, and she has blonde highlights, and this and that, and I'm this. Listen to me, and surround yourself with people who are like this. I think you're amazing. I think you have what it takes. And if I could convince you that you have what it takes, I wish I could, but you're the one who has to believe it. I decided a long time ago, I can do it. I can do it. I was a dishwasher, then a busboy. I was never the waiter. The waiter were for the smart kids. I was a 2.3 GPA, turned down to go to college again and again and again. I couldn't get into college because of I read like a freshman in high school. Had tutors for English, for math, all these things. I took public speaking. I was scared to death. I'd shake talking to people, but I forced myself to do it. And now today, I'm not shaking. I'm actually having fun up here today. So you can face your fear and it'll disappear. Run and hide and it'll be magnified. You gotta, it ain't gonna go away. You gotta step into what's going on in your life. Some of you need to go step into that relationship with your teenage daughter right now. Her life is on the line and you need to show up, Mom. You need to show up, Dad. A son, a wife, a husband. You need to step in because you're like, oh, this will be okay, and you go do this, and then all of a sudden this explodes in your part of life. So lean into it. I went to marriage counseling twice this week, okay? Twice. I don't got it all together. Don't put me on a pedal. So I'm trying my best, and things are going well. Do we want them to go better? Yes. Why does Michael, they always talk about the pros. They have a swing coach, a putting coach, a shooting coach. Michael Phelps has a stroke coach. They have sprinters teach you how to get off the block quicker. There's shooting coaches in hockey. Everybody has a coach. If I said stand up right now, if you are paying for a professional coach, there'd be a handful of people standing. It'd be a small number. Yet I want it bad. Really? Because your action speaks so loud, I can hardly hear what you're saying. So I want to challenge you here today. Hire a coach. I have a weight loss coach I pay. I have a marriage coach. And it's not a guarantee. I still struggle. Write that one down. Ready? And you know what I'm saying, right? Everybody struggles. Struggling's good. I get it that you struggle. I get it that you're maybe single and you wish you were married. I get it that you went through a divorce. I get it that you went bankrupt. I've been bankrupt. I almost got divorced, right? I have teenage kids. I was like, get your kids. So then my kids became teenagers. I'm like, ooh. Ooh, they get to make their own decisions. You know, I was critical of people with 2 and 3 year olds till I got 2 and 3 year olds. So I'm like, ooh, it's not as easy as you thought. I used to throw stones, and you realize, you know what? We are all people just trying to get through life. So you have a lot of grace and mercy and love. And so I want to tell you this. When you're with a buyer or a seller, they can tell whether you're being authentic and genuine or whether you are full of, no, I'm not going to say it, but you're like, oh, I'm not. You don't get it. You got to look them in the eyes and say, I'm your guy. I will get, no one's going to work hard. I want this listing so bad I can taste it. And you could do that in a way that seems needy, and a way that goes like, this guy, I go, you give me a chance, and I'm guarantee you I'll be the best decision you ever made. And I'm maybe overdoing a little bit here to make my point, but I don't lose listing appointments. A lot of you go, you haven't got the last 7 you've been on, because you're just like you know, ba-bum, ba-bum, right? You need to, people need to feel it. Who do you buy from? People you know, like, and trust, right? Are you connecting with people? Are you connecting with them? Maybe they're really going through a hard time. I convinced a couple once. They called me to list their home. I'm like, oh, what's up? You getting another home? No, we're getting divorced. And that was shocking. I'd never had that happen before. I'm like, really? You go, yeah, it's been really hard, and we just think we need to move on. And I ended up talking to him for a while, and I said, can I just say a prayer for you guys? Like, yeah, I prayed for them, for their marriage. And I said, you know what? Please don't list your home right now. Go to marriage counseling. Go to church. Do something. And they decided they would go back to church and try one more time. And I said, if you got to go this route, call me in a month or two, fine. But you know what? They didn't get divorced, and I never got that listing. Wow. But I can sleep at night, right? And I get rewarded in other ways, right? What you do in secret is what it's all about. It's not how you act. We all are able to act. It's how you react. And people that know me know I'm not perfect, but for the most time, I'm kind of this way in private. You know me, right? John and Valerie, I was Thanksgiving with them at their place in Tahoe. They come over, all the time. People who know me. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to wear my heart on my sleeve. And when you will do that, when you just go for it, what would they think? Stop worrying about what they think and just love them. Just love them to death. And all of a sudden, people will be attracted to you. You'll walk in the room like, oh my gosh, Terry's here. Man, you come in and people are excited. You're a room lifter. So are you a well poisoner or a room lifter? The decision's yours. So I got to wrap this up today, and we have a special guest speaker. In fact, before I hit my part, I'm going to transition to my good friend, Eric Lofholm of Lofholm International. I asked him to prepare a short speech for you. Give Eric a hand, everybody. Bring him up here. Come on, baby.
I'm excited to be with you guys today. I always love the opportunity to get up in front of a group and share some words of encouragement. And Brent was talking about being Mother Teresa-like, right? And that's a pretty big concept, right? To get in your head, like, be like Mother Teresa. Wow. And when I was 28 years old, I just finished up a 3-year run with Tony Robbins. You guys all heard of Tony Robbins?
Oh, yeah.
I used to work for Tony Robbins. When I worked for Tony worked for Jim Rohn. Did you guys know that? Mm-hmm. Tony Robbins used to work for Jim Rohn, and then he became Tony Robbins. And so I thought, well, I want to follow that path. So I want to go work for Tony Robbins, and then I'll go do my thing. And so when I had that thought in my head, I was a cook at McDonald's up in Auburn, California. You ever gone up to Reno or Tahoe? And Lincoln Way McDonald's, that last exit. That's where I used to work at the McDonald's there.
Thank you for
my
your
girlfriend at the time. She became my wife, and I said, oh, I'm going to go work for Tony Robbins while I'm working at McDonald's. She just laughed at me. So years later, I was down in San Diego, and that's where his corporate headquarters is. And so I thought, this is the time I'm supposed to go work for Tony. And so I applied for a job there, and they interviewed me, and they said, thanks, but no thanks. But I'd already decided in my mind that I was going to work there. So I didn't hear the no. So I want you to think about the idea of intention. And I think intention is far more important than goals. And I think we're overtrained on goal setting and we're undertrained on intention. And I get a chance to hang out with Brent quite a bit because I'm now the co-host of the Brent Go podcast.
Yeah.
So Brent and I
Coming out next week.
We got some in the can, guys, so you're going to get a chance. I'm pulling that golden nuggets out of Brent, right? And you can learn from him. And one of the things you'll hear me say on the podcast is listen to the podcast 7 times to put it in the subconscious mind. A way to put thoughts into the subconscious mind to listen through repetition. So you get a chance to be inspired by Brent today, but then on the podcast, right, put it in your subconscious mind. And so intention, I think, is a lot more important than goal setting. And I want you to think about your intention. What's your intention? Now, as I get to hang out with Brent, he might be the most intentional person that I know. Intentional with his faith, intentional with his family, intentional with his career, intentional with his family. And when he talks about the yellow tablet, he said that earlier, but I don't know if you guys heard it. But he actually he said, stay late, go outside here and get your yellow tablet and write down your future. That's what he actually does, and that's how he creates what he creates. He takes the time, it's the title of the book, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. Take time out, get that yellow tablet out, and be really intentional. So are you being intentional with growing your team? And you were sharing that you're being incredibly intentional with building your team, true?
True.
Let's give her another hand, right? So I got 2 things to share with you, and I'll turn it back over to Brent. I want you to be intentional with identifying 4 key relationships in business that you want to go deep with. I want you to play the long game with 4 people. And so in my business as a sales trainer and coach, the 4 people that I'm playing the long game with right now, one is Brent. In addition to Brent, there's a guy named Sean Holt who you've never heard of, a guy named Bob Snyder who you've never heard of. But this last guy you might have heard of named Russell Brunson. Anybody heard of Russell Brunson?
Yep.
A ClickFunnels fame. So I have decided that Russell Brunson is going to promote me as a sales trainer to his 100,000 plus person tribe. That's worth a lot of money to me. Now Russell doesn't know that yet. But I've decided in my mind that that's what's going to happen. That's my intention. So his name is on my whiteboard. And I see that while I'm working every single day. Because it's my intention that Russell's going to promote me to his tribe. So I apply for the job at Tony Robbins. They say thanks, but no thanks. But I already decided in my mind that I'm going to work there. So I go in the front door, literally walk in the front door, apply for the job. They say thanks, I go no thanks. So you can always go in the side door. Or you can come in through the basement. There's always a way. So you get creative. But what created the creation, the creativity in my mind was the intention.
Good.
The intention is what motivated me to go in the side door. So I'm like, I know I'm supposed to work there. They said no, so how am I going to work there? Let me try, I'll create a referral. And this is something you guys can do, create a referral. So what you do is, you think, okay, who can refer me in? So I knew a guy who I thought knew somebody in the corporate office. His name's Mark Gonzalez. I called up Mark. I said, Mark, I want to come work with Tony Robbins. Can you refer me in? He goes, yeah, call Deb Hines. So I called Deb Hines. She answers the phone. Hi, my name's Eric Laughlin. She never heard of me. I said, I was referred to you from Mark Gonzalez, which was kind of true. I mean, he did refer me, but I created the referral. You guys get that? Mm-hmm. You can create your own referrals. So I created that referral, and she goes, okay, what can I do for you? I said, well, I want to come work for you. I'd like to interview for a job. She goes, okay, come on in. True story, I went in through the exact same door that I walked in before. I interviewed, they said no. And I got hired. And I became Tony's top trainer for an 8-month stretch that I had. Then I started my company in 1999, and guess who hired me back to train his trainers, Tony Robbins? I had that contract for 2 years. All out of intention. So in 1999, I said, I'm going to go be the Zig Ziglar of my generation. You guys ever heard of Zig Ziglar? The most recognized, the Michael Jordan sales trainer. I'm like, Zig's getting older now. He's passed away. But Zig's getting older. Who's going to step into his shoes for my generation? Whoever puts the work in. So
Whoever's intentional about it, right?
What's that?
Whoever's intentional about it.
That's right. I said exactly that. And I want to be that guy. So I've been doing this, a speech a day, since 1999. So my last thing I want to share with you is this. I want to encourage you to create a vision for your EXP business. Look into the future. My experience is most people think out into the future 5 years or less. Most people think out 5 years or less. So instead of thinking out only 5 years, go to the end of your career and go, what does it look like at the end? And then you do what Brent does. And you get your yellow tablet. And you write down and you create your future and you get intentional and then you create it. Because there's all these little things when I'm hanging out with Brent that I understand it because I live in this personal development space. And I've been living in it since the mid-90s. So when he's sharing these ideas, I'm going, oh, that's good. Oh, what he's saying is, because he thinks into the future. Most people don't. I'm going to ask you this last question. How many of you are coming to this realization, wow, there is value for me thinking further out into the future by show of hands? Okay? How about take that and then get out your yellow tablet or your journal, and then you start writing it down and getting really intentional about the life you want to create. How many of you think that could actually move the needle for you? It's powerful stuff. So these are the kind of conversations that Brent and I are having on the podcast. It's going to be coming out here real soon. We're just getting the content built up so we can release that. I'm excited about being on the team and adding value. And with that, I want to turn it back over to Brent.
Thank you, Eric. Give him a hand, everybody. Woo, good job, buddy. I love it, man. Love it. An amazing guy. I love it. So the problem for Tony Robbins was he'd already made a decision he was going to work there, you know? And so it can be, I would say, a problem and fun, right? In a fun way. Like the problem for the buyers, they just don't know you're going to represent them, right? They don't know. They're like, oh, some of you, like, they go, well, I already have an agent at Coldwell Banker. I go, no problem. Keep your agent at Coldwell Banker. There's no law that says you can't have two. And you won't have twice the luck if you hire me. You'll have 11 times the work because I'm going to outwork your agent. I'm going to work like a dog to serve you. I will move every stone, every leaf. I'm going to find you the home. And if I find you the home of your dreams and tell you about it, and you don't hear anything from your Lions agent or a Coldwell Banker agent or a Remax agent or independent agent, you don't hear from them, it's crickets, and I bring you the home of your dreams, could I represent you and write that offer? And I just shut up. You know what they say every single time? Every time they go, no, never. No, of course they say yes. Every time. So let me go, oh, you already have an agent? I'm sorry. Okay, bye. I don't own my clients. If some of you, you've worked with clients and somebody else sells them a home and you're upset about it. Why? They got what they wanted. Someone gave them a higher level of service than you. Learn from it. Get bitter or get better. The choice is yours. Victim or victor? Victor goes, okay, I got my butt kicked. I've lost 5 listings in a row. Obviously, I need some listing coaching. I need to go out to lunch with Gayla or coffee with Gayla and go, what do you do to get them to sign? What am I doing wrong? It's that desperate desire to change and to grow. And so a couple things here on the home stretch. Now, before I give you what I believe is absolutely key for you to really move the needle in your life, one of the secrets Eric said was being intentional about the life we want to live. Design it or someone will design it for you. I'll say it again. Design your life or somebody's going to design it for you, right? We all know people like that. But I want Paul Frank to come up here. Paul, come up here real quick. Paul Frank is one of the top commercial agents here in the Sacramento area. So I told him I wanted to promote him to you guys. If you have a commercial building, a lease, any kind of a commercial need, we're going to put this out and make sure you all get one of Paul's business cards. But he is an amazing guy. And how long have you been in commercial now, Paul?
35 years?
Yeah.
Or so, 30
Yeah.
years?
Yep. How's it going?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. He says that.
Developer as well.
Yeah, you have no idea. He's super humble. When you really get to know him, he's it's quite the story. So just take my word for it. If you have need of a commercial agent, see Paul. We'll make sure we get this business card information out to all of you today. But thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And one other
Yep.
thing, I do classes on 1031 exchanges. Everybody says they're an expert, but I do a lot of them. So if anybody ever has any of those needs, happy to answer questions. I don't need to handle the deal, but there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Okay. So, because we need help in commercial all the time. So that's a very good thing. Okay, so we're going to wrap up today with this. So soft recruiting events, they're my favorite. We're not talking about EXP. You need to come, go back to Lions and prosper. This is not about EXP. This is about your children. This is about your spouse. This is about your dreams and goals. I want you to learn from the #1 guy in San Diego. This is like sells over $300 million a year. And to put that in perspective, A top performing agent in Sacramento is going to sell 10 to 15 million a year. He does over 300 million. This is a chance of a lifetime. It will cost you nothing. It's the 29th, 2 to 4. I don't care if you're getting married, reschedule the date. You know, if you're having a baby, there's hospitals, Sutter Roseville's close by. Come. But it's going to be at PCAR, plus it's going to be 400 or 500 people. But here's the deal. I want you to be intentional right now. How many are you going to bring? 10, 20, 30? I brought 33 one time. All the other Keller Williams team leaders brought 3 people, 5. They were not intentional. They were not focused. They were not desperate to succeed. You need to dial it up. You need to go, and it's so easy. It's not about EXP. Would you like more listings? Would you like to get your offers accepted? This guy, the number 1 guy, is going to be in town. You couldn't do anything better for those 2 hours. Showing property, taking a $5 million listing is a mistake. You be there. I got you scholarshiped because I do. This event's costing you tell them it's going to cost over $8,000. Nothing to you. I will scholarship you. You got me? I got you. In fact, let's meet for lunch beforehand at 1 and just have lunch. Or when it's over at 4, let's go to Ruth Chris. Let's go to Sienna's. Let's go to Ilford Isles. Let's go out to Paul Martin's. Let's go grab some food together afterwards and sit and talk with them. But don't make it about EXP. And it's all about value, value, value. And Kyle Whistle will blow their mind. The energy in the group. It's going to be like yesterday, only twice the size of yesterday. And yesterday was incredible. Or you could show up just you. If just you show up, listen to me. You made the biggest mistake of your life. I named this group Animal House. I'm going to dial it up a little bit. You showing up, you better have 5, 10, 15, 20. Start, if you talk to, Eric said today, you got 21 days between now and Kyle Whistle, right? Yep. 5 a day times 20 is what? 105 people you talk to. Could you get 20 or 30 to show up? You could get 40 or 50. You've got to do the work. And you know what? You may not have to sell real estate by January of next year. Aaron sponsored 11 people. Got enough stock to pay off his home, and EXP pays all his bills. It is so easy to get people, and you tell them it's not about EXP, we won't even mention the word. There'll be a ton of Coldwell Banker agents there, RE/MAX agents. You got to get better at promoting events. And just say, and then take them, meet them before or after if you can, and just hang out with them and talk about it. And what happens is, it's so good, they're so blown away. God, that was all the EXP. And they're like, we got nothing like this going on at XYZ brokerage. I go, They go, okay. Tell me about EXP. It's over. It's my favorite way to recruit agents. Write this down. Let the people sponsor the people. Write it down. Let the people sponsor the people. You could talk to them too. You're blue in the face. How's that going? I was a Keller Williams team leader meeting agents from Lions, Coldwell Banker, RE/MAX, and Century 21 at Starbucks again and again and again and again and again because I am capable of getting an appointment, and nobody moved to Keller Williams. As soon as I started getting people to training events where people saw me and then saw everyone else and go, okay, there's other people in the lake. I guess I'm going to take off my sweats and go out for a swim. Nobody wants to be the first person in the pool, the first person in the lake. Nobody here got any food because, nobody else is eating. I'm not going to eat until I do. Come on, guys, get some food. We're going to get a late start. I'm okay, other people eating, I'll go. Right? And so the events are so powerful. Let the people sponsor the people. Even my team meetings, those who've been around, we had this one this morning from 10 to 11. It was rocking. It was inspiring. We had 4 or 5 guests there. They're all switching. Just a little 30, 35 people at my team meeting. So what event are you putting on? Andrew Avalos just added 40 people. He's been down in Manteca and Modesto and Stockton doing events by himself. How you do listings, how you do buyers. He get 3 people, 5 people, 7 people. He just signed up an independent brokerage of 12 people. He just signed up, he's got 30 or 40. He did it single-handedly through events. Hey, we're having a party at a winery in Lodi. Come on out. There'll be wine. There'll be some food. And he invested $1,500, $2,000, but it was booming. So as I wrap it up, by the way, you'll see Powerhouse, Become a Listing Powerhouse. That's the one right below it. That's in Sassoon. So if you have friends or contacts in the Bay Area, Walnut Creek, Concord, Brentwood, Vacaville, Fairfield, Dixon, Davis. We're in Sassoon. It's in fine print. The location, it says, how to become a listing agent powerhouse, right near the bottom and black. Underneath it in fine print is the address. It's in Sassoon. It's overlooking the marina. And the room we have is all windows, and it's stunning. It's like way better than where we are here. And it's just stunning overlooking the river. So there'll be like, I have about 26 agents there. There'll probably be 80 people there. It's going to be high energy. I'm the speaker. It's from 10 to noon. And if you're not doing anything, get your butt over there. Go over there and learn more about listings and buyers. Come, bring some people with you from Sacramento. Say, come here, Brent Gove. Because Kyle Whistle's the speaker here, not me. So it's an opportunity for you. And if you're free, come. And there's no cost to the event. Why would you not come? So a couple things. And as we wrap up with this, if you could grab what's in front of you. And I'm going to borrow. I got one over here, bro. So last thing is this. Again, intentionality. You are not too late. Our event is about 5 weeks away for Dallas. So take this and write down, here's who I'm going to get there. Gail, how many rooms did you book for, after you got a vision at Scottsdale, how many rooms did you book for Dallas? Do you remember?
Yeah, 11, and I added 2 more.
She booked 11 rooms, and she wasn't enough, so she's got 13 rooms. But she had vision. She was intentional. Well, I didn't do that. Start now. Start doing this stuff now. Like, do you have your room at the Mirage for EXPCon in November? And are you bringing 10, 15, 20 guests? Well, it's hard. Start bringing people to Sassoon. Start to the listing powerhouse thing. Bring people to Kyle Whistle. If you're a woman, you should have been there. I'm not even a woman. I had guests there. I had guests at the Top Women in Real Estate yesterday. And you know what? It was flat out awesome. And my guests are switching companies. I wasn't even there. They're like, this is incredible. If this is what EXP is about, I'm in. Let the people sponsor the people. Come on, man. Are you with me? Are you feeling it? And so put down your guest list for Dallas. If you have to help them split an airline ticket, put them in your room, 2 beds, roll out cot. Hey, we'll share a room with you, make it low. It's like $189 a night. And then personals, don't forget your frontline guests, but you've already sponsored people. They need to go there and get the vision. Every single one of you should be in Dallas. We're going to sell out whether you go to Dallas or not. You need to be there for you, and then you need to get guests. I'll end with this. Generals. 3 days before Scottsdale, I had a woman, 3 women. Kara Carnes from LA, ex-regional director for Keller Williams. That's like psychopathic Green Beret maniac if you're a regional director for Keller Williams. She owned 4 or 5 Keller Williams, and you know how she quit being a regional director and a franchise owner? She realized one day she's owning hundreds of agents at each market center times 5, like 1,000, 1,500 agents she's responsible for the entire region. And you better grow, or get out of the way. And she realized, I'm not making any money. Literally, none of just because you own a Keller Williams or a Remax or a Century 21 Sotheby's doesn't mean you're making money. She goes, I've been here, I got another one. I figured out someday I'll make money. She realized she'd been there for 10 years. I'm all done. I make like $200,000 or $300,000 a year. And I'm a regional director, the little expense card, this and that. She goes, I'm out. And Erica Martini, who owned the Chico Keller Williams and spent 13 years building it, and she sold it for $350,000. How much did the agents get? Nothing. She sold the agents for $350,000. That's how it works. And the agents, their agents who started with them, been there 13 years, they got nothing because they didn't have equity. And then Gail DeMarco. And I had 3 powerful women, and literally 3 or 4 days before the event, I'm like, what are you doing this Friday and Saturday? They're like, I got listings. I go, no, you're not. You're coming to Scottsdale. You are coming to Scottsdale. None of them were prepared because I was intentional. I had made the decision. They're going. I'm going to get them there, whatever it takes. If I have to pay for an airline ticket, well, I can't afford that. Well, maybe I'd help you afford it. Did you ask me? Well, I don't want to bother you. I guess you just don't want it bad enough. I guess you just aren't hungry enough because I will do anything like that's right. But man, don't even get me going. And guess what? Gail showed up. Blew her mind. Erica Martini from Chico. She's like a female Brent. I love her. She live with Mrs. Martini. What a name, right? It's like cool. It's like 007, Mrs. Martini. Anyway, she's great. I love Erica. And then Kara Carnes from Southern California, the ex-regional director. Have you met Erica and Kara Carnes yet?
Yeah, she's great.
Oh, you guys, that's right. She was there. Have you met Erica Martini yet? No. I'll have to introduce you. But anyways, what happens was I had made the decision. And because I had made the decision, they all went. Because they sensed my leadership and my commitment. So like Eric so wisely put it, Have you made the intentional decision to bring 10 guests or 20 guests or 30 guests to Kyle Whistle? It's the easiest thing to get people to, soft recruiting. And then from there, you're going to be sponsoring people like a maniac. You literally could change your life in the next 21 days. Sheila Fairjohn sponsored me. It changed her life, right? AJ, Abby sponsored Shelly Johnson. You know her. Changed their life. They're multimillionaires. Abby Sasek sponsored Jay Kinder. Changed his life. I could give you hundreds of people who sponsored one person. It only takes one. And if it goes big, then you just have some agents who produce a little bit on the side of that. Sheila doesn't have a lot outside of me, and she makes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, millions of dollars a year. You think, well, that's you. You don't understand how it works. Sponsoring 11 people can be so powerful. So, was this good today? Yeah. Give you some good thoughts and ideas. So, my wife and I just bought a new home, and we're going to live right outside of Cottabadera. We couldn't find what we wanted in Cottabadera, so we bought brand new construction. So my new home orientation started 30 minutes ago, and I got to get there. So I'm going to be an hour late, but I felt this was a bigger priority to me than learning how the dishwasher works at my new house. So love you all. We'll see you at Kyle Whistle, and we'll see you. We're good? All right, have a good day, everyone.